es un tribunal formal, por lo que tenemos que mantener el decoro. No podemos utilizar gorras, sombreros, ropa de tirantes, no podemos estar acostados, moviendo la cámara, moviéndonos nosotros, por lo que les vamos a pedir que mantengan sus micrófonos apagados. Sus cámaras también las pueden mantener apagadas. Aquí están presentes sus abogados, quien abogarán por ustedes. Y cuando escuchen su nombre, usted entonces puede prender su micrófono con asterisco 6 y decir presente. Ahora, para que usted escuche su caso en español, usted tendrá que pasar al canal de español. En un momento yo les voy a hacer una señal, como que estoy aplaudiendo, y en ese momento usted en la pantalla, si está conectado con su teléfono, usted va a poder tocar la pantalla, buscar los tres puntitos. Al tocar los tres puntitos le sale una lista. Ahí dirá algo que dice interpretación. Al tocar interpretación le sale la opción de escoger español o inglés. Usted escoge español y terminar. Son 4 pasos. 3 puntitos, interpretación, español y terminar. Estas instrucciones las estoy poniendo en el chat, pero en un momento empezaremos. Si está en su pantalla, le saldrá una opción de escoger interpretación y español. Muy importante que pasen el canal de español para escuchar su caso en español. Cuando lo llamen, si la persona no está presente, el intérprete no interpretará eh, ese ese caso. Muy bien. And for the English speakers, just a brief reminder to select English once we trigger the interpretation button. We're ready, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Go ahead, Sonny.
Active, Your Honor.
Got it. Mm. Okay. Let's see, Miss Thomas, you've got the first case on the docket. That's rare with somebody whose last name starts at the end of the alphabet, but
Yes, Your Honor, I saw that. I think it's because this is a continuation from like 2 weeks. But it is a plea in absentia today.
okay, and that's the only thing you've got?
I am covering number 5 for Miss Haynes,
And
but I
what
can
is
wait.
that?
On number 5, I'm just asking for a continuance. Miss Haynes is having some personal issues, and I'm not under the impression that her client got notice of today's hearing due to those personal issues. OLS, the coordinators are in the process of dealing with the issue, but they're at a conference today. So I believe the case is going to be reassigned.
Well, is there a Hector Alejandro Tinton present?
I don't
If you
believe
are,
he,
I just need to see if he's here. I'm not going to forfeit his bond. I'm just going to explain to him that he's going to probably be getting a new lawyer. Hector Alejandro Tinton. Well, let's just set it for next week and see what happens. Okay.
yes, Your Honor.
So that one will be reset 1 week. And then on your plea and let's see, did I put that in the right place? Come here. That's number 5 on the docket. Number 1, which is your plea 37255, Wendy Montseny Tapanas. All right, if that's a plea in absentia, then you would have filed the paperwork allowing you to enter the plea for your client and her absence. And also there would be signed a jury waiver as well as an acknowledgement of the court's admonishments on the consequences of the plea. When you went over all that paperwork with your client, are you satisfied she understood it, was signing it voluntarily and knowingly, and was competent to make the decision she was making?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's the plea bargain?
Yes, Your Honor, it's for time served, no court cost, no fine. It's to Class B misdemeanor.
And the plea which you are authorized to enter to that Class B
No contest, Your Honor.
is accepted.
Your Honor, the state offers the plea paperwork into evidence for this case.
And it's admitted, and I will follow the plea bargain. I'll enter judgment finding this defendant guilty of criminal trespass as a Class B misdemeanor, assessing punishment to time served with no fine, no fee, deny appeal. And those will be signed, dated, and entered as of today's date. All right?
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have. May I be excused?
Yes.
Have a good day.
Ms. Whittick, you've got number 2.
This Lowell Kindle covering for Miss Whittick.
Uh-huh.
It's my understanding that this would be a motion to withdraw the capias and that she had communicated with the state about that. I'm not sure if the client is here though.
Huh. Well, I have it. First of all, if it's a motion to withdraw a capias, I will never do that unless the client appears. So that will take care of that to begin with, which is Robert Javier Alvarez Mendoza. Are you present? If you are, you need to speak up and say something. I'm not hearing anything, Miss Jones. Well, if that's what it is, then
That's
Not
my
hap-
understand. That's my understanding, Your Honor. I know her notes reflect that she spoke with someone at the state about allowing or being okay with the withdrawal of the capias. I don't know who she talked to though.
Yes, Your Honor, we do have an email chain with Miss Whittick. And we did not have an objection to withdrawing capias and reinstating the bond, given that the defendant was present at today's hearing.
Yeah, but I don't do it if the defendant's not present. So since it's my signature at the bottom or my agreement, I'm not going to do it. So whatever it takes to get it straightened out, it's up to you. It's got another setting for its final pretrial and plea bargain deadline is April 28th.
Yeah, I'd like that reset, Your Honor, and I will relay that information to Miss Whittick so she can make the appropriate contacts to get that taken care of.
Well, the motion on the KPS is denied. And so you've got another setting. The KPS remains in effect. I'm not even sure we set it once the KPS is in effect, but that's my position. So be it. Okay. Let's see, number 3 is Miss Andrade.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Lagos Gonzalez. I'm also covering number 11 this morning, but I can wait until we get to that one.
What's happening on 3?
On number 3, this is an arraignment. And at this time, we are waiting formal reading and entering a plea of not guilty.
And is your client present?
Yes, Your Honor, he is present under the name of Luis Lagos.
All right, and you're waiving. All right, good. The plea of not guilty is accepted, and we need a docket control order schedule, Sonny.
April 28th,
Okay.
June the 2nd, and July the 8th.
So July the 8th will be the jury trial in person in Eagle Pass, 293rd District Court, 10 a.m. And the April 28th is the first pretrial. That's on this Zoom at 9 a.m. And June 2nd is the final pretrial and plea bargain deadline. Okay, you got those dates? That's when your client needs to be back.
Yes,
Make
Your
a
Honor.
decision about their case. Okay. Let
May
me write.
Mr. Lab be excused?
Yes. April 28th, June 2nd, July 8th. All right, we'll move on to number 4. Ms. Glover, you've got 36233.
Good morning, Judge. Maisha Smith present. I will be covering for Ms. Glover.
All right, and what's going on?
Her client is present under his name. At this time, we would just like to waive formal reading and enter a plea of not guilty.
All right, his plea of not guilty is accepted, and he has that same pretrial schedule, April 28th at 9 a.m. on Zoom, June 2nd at 9 a.m. on Zoom, and that's the final pretrial and the plea bargain deadline. And July 8th, he must be present in person for jury trial in the 293rd District Court in Eagle Pass, Maverick County, Texas, at 10 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. You are excused on that. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back up here for just a second. Okay. Mr. Kendall, you've got number 6 on the docket.
Yes, Your Honor. Jamal Tong.
Sabalanos Garcia,
Yes,
is he present?
he is not, Your Honor. He has been deported. My last update with him is he was deported to Nicaragua. I'm having tough this. I can't pronounce it. Tongue is
We
tied.
all
Anyway,
have those problems. You can't
yeah,
get your tongue around some of
I
those
can't get-
vowels.
I couldn't get my tongue around that one, Your Honor. But yeah, he's been sent back. He's been deported. I have not been able to get into contact with him. I had one of our staff try to reach out, and we were unable to reach him.
Well, that's interesting. Okay. Well, he's made a bond.
He was in ICE custody for the longest time.
He was, but it says amigo bail bonds on here. So that must be a problem for amigo bail bonds. Let me call his name. It's Mr. Hamilton Ronel Ceballos Garcia under 35994. Are you present? If so, you must speak up and announce you're here. Hamilton Rondell Ceballos Garcia under 35994. One more time. Hamilton Ronmel Ceballos Garcia. Okay. All right, and there's no answer on the English channel, so he
Your Honor,
will
I'm
be
just getting the
declared
note that
bond.
that we may be able to locate him. One of my investigators said they just found him. I'm literally just getting this note.
Yeah, not my problem. He's not here.
Okay.
His problem. Okay. 36308. That's the next one. Number 7. Caitlin Loggy.
Hi, good morning, Your Honor.
Morning. It's Samuel Dupre Liriano.
Yeah. So this is an older case, and I haven't been able to make contact with my client recently. I am asking the court just for a brief reset in order to attempt to make contact with him or find out where he might be, um, just so that he has a chance to appear.
Doesn't seem like that old a case. Oh, it is from 2024, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think
Well,
the last setting
your client has just disappeared. Ashley bail bond.
So the time that it's been a few months since his last hearing. And so between getting the notice of this one today, it's kind of just been the weekend to try to get in touch with him. And so
The notices should have been sent out middle of the week. He should be present. It's up to him to keep a little check on things. Cases just don't disappear. 36308, Samuel DePrey Liriano. If you are present, you need to speak up. Samuel DePrey Liriano. Mr. Samuel DePrey Liriano. Miss Jones, did you hear anybody? Okay, and not on the English either. I didn't hear anyone. So it'll be listed as a bond forfeiture. Okay. That takes care of that one. Number 8, Mr. Patrick McCarthy. Hernandez Morales.
Lowell Kendall again, filling in for Mr. McCarthy also. That's my understanding that that one and the next one are PIAs that have been filed.
All right. Has there been a declaration?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So it's 36065, Hector Eduardo Hernandez Morales, and 36043, Hector David Herrera Calderon. So if Mr. McCarthy filed a declaration, then there would be an averance that the defendant was competent, understood what he wanted to do in each case, and enter into the plea bargain and authorize the entry in absence. Is all that paperwork in order?
My understanding it is, Your Honor.
Is that a yes, Ms. De La Garza?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then what plea has been authorized to be entered?
No contest?
And that's to the Class B misdemeanor, is that correct, Ms. De La Garza?
Yes, Your Honor, to a Class B misdemeanor
And that's the plea bargain?
with no court costs, no fines, and time served.
All right. And so I'm going to accept the plea based on the declaration. And are you entering evidence?
Yes, Your Honor, the state offers the plea paperwork into evidence for both cases.
And those will be admitted, and I will follow the plea bargain in each cause. I will enter judgment finding this defendant in each case guilty of criminal trespass as a Class B misdemeanor, assess punishment at time served with no fine, no fee, and deny appeal, having followed the plea bargain, and those will be signed, dated, and entered as of today's date. Okay, those are done. Miss Moore, you've got number 10.
Maisha Smith present on behalf of Ms. Moore. I do not see her client present at this time, but Judge, we would like to request a short reset. This is a case that fell off the docket.
Well, Ashley Rafael Batista. Ashley Rafael Batista, if you're present under 36754, speak up. Ashley Rafael Batista. I don't hear anything on the English channel. Okay, it's a bond forfeiture. Let's see, number 11 is 36694. Arias Yapez, Miss Newbridge.
Yes, Your Honor. Kimberly Andrade covering for Miss Newbig. Mr. Arias Yepes is here on Zoom.
Okay,
At this time, we are waiving formal reading and entering the plea of not guilty.
that'll be accepted. And you have a docket control order of April 28th for pretrial, June 2nd for final pretrial and plea bargain deadline. Those are both on Zoom at 9 a.m. Texas time. And July 8th at 10 a.m. Texas time at the 293rd District Court in person for jury trial. Okay?
Understood, Judge. May my client tonight be excused?
Yes.
Thank you. You'll have it.
Number 12, Ms. Smith.
Yes, Judge, my client is present under his name. At this time, we would just like to waive formal reading and enter a plea of not guilty.
Okay, that is Geraldo Para.
Sí, estoy presente.
Okay, good. And you have a docket control order where your first pretrial will be April 28th at 9 a.m. on this Zoom. Your final pretrial and your deadline for a plea bargain is June 2nd, all of this year at 9 a.m. on this Zoom number. And failing a plea bargain, you must be present in person in the 293rd District Court for jury trial, July 8th of this year in Eagle Pass, Texas. All right, that takes care of that case. You're excused.
Maybe Jefferson Arias Yepes, ¿ya me puedo retirar?
Yes. Let's see. I've got another one with Miss Whittick, number 13, Barbosa.
I'm going to be covering that one for Miss Whittick, Your Honor. Also, before we begin with that one, I'm told that Mr. Hamilton is logged in to the Zoom.
Well, I don't want to deal with him right now. I want to deal with
Okay.
number 13.
I'll have the next 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 for Miss Whittick. I think those are the next ones.
Yep. All right.
Number 13, I am told that Ms. DeFaria is in immigration custody at the South Texas Detention Center. I do not know if Ms. Whittick had time to forward that to the state or not.
Well, I've got Danilo Barbosa.
Yeah,
as number 13.
Danilo Barbosa de Faria.
Well, I don't have the word DeFaria on my.
Okay. Danilo Barbosa, the notes reflect that he is currently in immigration custody at the South Texas Detention Center. And as I said, I'm not sure if Ms. Whittick sent any notification of that to the state.
Your Honor, I'm currently having trouble accessing my email, so I can't see whether that was sent or not. But if that's the case, we wouldn't object to a reset.
Oh, just reset in a month, Sonny. What's that gonna be?
That would be, I guess, the April 28th.
All right. Let's see, number 14, Felice.
Should be a plea of abstention with the declaration filed, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have others that are pleas in absentia?
Let me see. No, the other three are arraignments.
All right. So on this case, if it's a plea in absentia and a declaration, that would have been filed by Ms. Whittick, authorizing the plea to be entered by the defendant and I don't know if that's I think it's a woman's name, Letty, in the defendant's absence. And then she would have averred that the defendant was competent and understood and was voluntarily making the decision. And that's all been filed.
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you satisfied you have authority to enter a plea to the plea bargain?
I am satisfied.
And what is the plea bargain?
Yes, Your Honor, it's for time served, no court cost, no fine. It's to a Class B misdemeanor.
And the plea you're authorized to enter?
No contest.
It's accepted, and I will follow the plea bargain. I'll enter judgment, finding this defendant guilty of criminal trespass as a Class B misdemeanor. Assess punishment at time served with no fine, no fee, deny appeal. And those will be signed, dated, and entered as of today's date.
Your Honor, just for the record, the state offers the plea paperwork into evidence.
Okay, and it's admitted. I'm sorry, I forgot to do that. All right, now, let's see. You say the next three are arraignments. So it's 36695, Luis Gustavo Martinez Enestrosa.
Correct. That's number 15.
You present? Ms. Enestrosa? Is Luis Gustavo Martinez Enestrosa present? Mr. Kendall?
Not to my knowledge, Your Honor. I do not see his name.
Okay, so I'll call his name one more time. Luis Gustavo Martinez Enestrosa. If you are present, you need to speak up. Luis Gustavo Martinez Enestrosa. I don't hear anything on English. Interpreter? Is there? All right. Okay, then he will be a bond forfeiture. Number 16, 36608. Definor Pineda Marulanda.
I did see that name on the Zoom chat.
Is Danafor Pineda Marulanda present? You must announce.
Presente.
All right. You're here for arraignment. Are you waiving formal reading and entering a plea of not guilty?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, don't go anywhere because I'm going to talk to the next defendant and you're both going to have the same dates to come back. So remain on the line. Are you going to waive formal reading in that of the complaint and enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes, for Diafanor, correct. Yes.
Yes, that's number 16. Now, what about number 17?
would be
Luis
the-
Alejandro Rajero Aguilera.
It would be the same if he is on the call, and I do not see his name at this time, but he could be under another name possibly.
Well, under 36701, Luis Alejandro Romero Aguilera. If you're present, you need to speak up. Luis Alejandro Romero Aguilera. Luis Alejandro Romero Aguilera, under 36701, speak up if you're present. I'm not hearing anybody on the English channel. All right, and that'll be listed as a bond forfeiture. Now, as to number 16, Mr. Pineda Marilando, your docket control order is as follows. You have a pretrial hearing on this Zoom, April 28th at 9 a.m. You have a final pretrial and a plea bargain deadline of June 2nd at 9 a.m. on this Zoom. And you must be present July 8th for jury trial in the 293rd District Court of Eagle Pass, Maverick County, Texas at 10 a.m. All right. So now that takes care of the docket, except for the person who wasn't here and has now apparently shown up. Who was that?
It's Hamilton, and he's in the white T-shirt right there. I see
And
him.
what number is he on this docket?
He would have been like 6, I believe, Your Honor. 5 or 6.
Yeah, he is number 6. All right, I see him. He's set for arraignment. He was all withdraw the bond forfeiture.
And we'll waive formal reading, Your Honor, and enter a plea of not guilty.
All right, the plea of not guilty is accepted. He is charged with criminal trespass. His docket control order is as follows. He must be present on Zoom on time at 9 a.m. April 28th of this year. The same Zoom number. The final pretrial and the plea bargain deadline is June 2nd at 9 a.m. on this Zoom. And in person, he must be present in the 293rd District Court, July 8th at 10 a.m. in Eagle Pass, Texas, Maverick County, for jury trial in the 293rd District Court. All right.
Thank
Those
you, Your Honor.
are your settings, and that concludes our docket. It keeps getting smaller and smaller. That's good. More manageable. All right,
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
you're excused. And we are done. Have a nice day.
Thank you,
And
Judge.
And
Have a good
interpreter,
week.
can you-
Thank you,
You too.
everybody.
and interpreter, can you tell Mr. Hamilton that he's also excused?
Thank you, John, Vicky. You too. See y'all next week. Bye. Have a good week. Oh, there he is, Vicky. I see him. Bye, Sunny. Have a good week.
You too. Take care.
Is the interpreter still on the call? Hello?
Looks like she already logged off.
Okay, I need to tell my client that he can go, but I don't know how to do so. Actually, both of them, him and Pineda.
Ceballos. Ceballos, ¿me escuchas? Ya se terminó, ya te puedes desconectar. There you go, Mr. Kendall. There's one.
And also for Giafanor, I guess he's gone.
Yeah, I guess he understood the same.
All right. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you.
All right, have a good one.
Same to you.